Really across the board in all that we do, we grew and had a great year from a membership standpoint, lifetime membership standpoint, from the number of events that we hosted to the attendance at our overall events. All of those were fantastic. And really AAHOA is in many ways an event-focused association. We held 212 events last year across the country. I like to tell people, if you take out the holidays and the weekends, you have about 250 days on the calendar, and we held 212 events. So about 4 out of every 5 days we got something going on. But beyond that, what does that lead to? Well, we made a big focus this last year on education. We hosted 94 webinars throughout the year, so that's about 2 per week, on topics across the board, but all that were focused on interests of hotel owners, which of course is what our membership is made up of. So our education offerings have ramped up dramatically. We began a couple of years ago going around the country and having these in-depth 2-day seminars. We started 2 years ago and we had 2 of them. This year we're moving that to 8. We're seeing a thirst for really high quality in-depth education on certain topics. For example, how to form a management company. As many of our owners begin to expand their portfolios, they recognize that being an operator is not something that, number one, is that they have the time for or something necessarily they may be interested in, so they move towards the development side, the acquisition side, and then they've got to have a management company run those assets. So we have found that a topic like that was very popular among our members. And then of course, in advocacy, we made giant strides. And this last year, I hope that we played an instrumental part in the passage of tax reform. We were certainly one of the largest and loudest supporters of the tax cut package that passed. And it's something that we believe will have a long-term positive impact for our members, their families, and most importantly, their businesses as they continue to grow those businesses and hire more people. '18 should be a wonderful year. We have seen, at least over the last 3 years, year-over-year growth anywhere between 7 and 10%, and that is not the norm right now for nonprofit membership associations. Most of them are in fact dwindling, and so we've seen good growth. We'll continue to see that. We have our entire year planned out to achieve that growth. We'll continue to be very active at the federal level for advocacy for our members. But we've also now begun to transition to the state and local level, where we are seeing the interest of hoteliers come under some considerable fire, so to speak. Our lawmakers are coming up with some interesting ideas that oftentimes involve hotels and hotel owners. And so we like to tell our owners that if you have an issue, we'd like to help you solve it. And so if you're seeing something that is going to impact all the owners in your state, your county, your city, let us know about it, and we'll see where we can engage to be of assistance to the owners in that area. You know, the last few years, I would say the biggest change we've seen is a lot more women hoteliers, which is fantastic, because many times it is the woman hotelier that is running the operations, and we have found that their engagement in the business is simply incredible. And we need to make sure that as many hoteliers are part of our association and engaged, and now that we've kind of crashed through whatever glass ceiling you might suggest would be out there, we see a lot of women hoteliers joining us. And then the second part is the young professionals. I think for quite some time, AAHOA perhaps was viewed as, for many of these young professionals, as kind of their father's social organization. About 7-8 years ago, we really actively began to implement a plan to change that narrative, to make sure that people understood that, first of all, as a business association, focused solely on hotel ownership. And so if you're a hotel owner, we want you to be part of the association because we believe we can provide value that will help you run your business. So we have seen the second, third generation hoteliers really flocking to AAHOA in ways that we probably never anticipated.